Welcome to episode 7 of 96 American Spirituals for Ukulele. This progressive course begins with the simplest 2-chord songs and works up through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9-chord songs. You'll learn new chords all along the way, as well as strumming and fingerpicking techniques, all while exploring a rich heritage of moving, inspirational, and even humorous American spirituals. A big thank you to my patrons who help make all my videos possible. You will have access to a free PDF of today's spiritual at patreon.com/uke. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, we'll start with a playthrough and then cover any new chords and techniques. Our beginning note is C, the open 3rd string, and our opening chord is an F chord. 1 and 2 and I saw the way-worn traveler in tattered garments clad, and struggling up the mountain, it seemed that he was sad. His back was heavy laden, his strength was almost gone. He shouted as he journeyed, "Deliverance will come." Then palms of victory, crowns of glory, palms of victory I shall wear. The summer sun was shining, the sweat was on his brow, his garments torn and dusty, his step was very slow. Still he kept pressing onward, for he was wending home, and shouted as he journeyed, "Deliverance will come." Then palms of victory, crowns of glory, palms of victory I shall wear. I saw him in the evening, the sun was bending low. He overtopped the mountain and reached the vale below. He saw that holy city, his everlasting home, and shouted loud, "Hosanna, deliverance has come." Then palms of victory, crowns of glory, palms of victory I shall wear. Then palms of victory, crowns of glory, palms of victory I shall wear. All right, there we go. So palms of victory, just one of the great gospel spirituals that have been out there for a long time. Just a really great song. I love the chorus on this. It is just such a joy to sing and inspiring as well. All right, let's talk about the techniques. So you may have noticed that I did not do a regular F chord in this. So you make a regular F chord by putting your first finger on the first fret of the 2nd string and your second finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And I added an additional finger. I added my pinky finger here, if you can see, to the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Now, usually my 3rd finger was there in the way, so you couldn't really see that there. But now you should be able to see that, right? And the reason I'm using this one is because I used some fingerpicking technique in this, and I wanted to have more full arpeggios. Right? Okay. And so if I were to take that away and do our regular bass line root position F, you notice I have those 2 notes that are doubled, right? And that's okay. But it's better, I think, if we have that pinky there to lengthen the chord out a little bit, broaden it, right? And then the nice thing about this is when we move to the C chord, we can just keep our pinky there, and it's there already. And so all we're doing is switching back and forth, just putting these two fingers up and down through the whole song. Now, this is one of those songs where you could add a lot more chords, but it actually works with just 2 chords fine. Um, all right, so there is the 2 chords that I'm using in this one, and those don't match up with the diagrams in the music that I showed because the Fs are missing that pinky finger C on the first string, right? But it works out really well that way. Now let's talk about the various techniques I did. There was some just strumming on the first beat of the measure, right? So if I were to go back a little bit ways here, I saw him in the evening, the sun was bending low. And that's nice as a contrast, actually, to the other things that we were doing. So, the choruses, I did a down, down, up, down, up, down. This is our common strum. We talked about it once, but this is the first time I've used it fully in a song, right? So this is just down. You go over the strings. You go down, up. You go over the strings, up, down, up. Now, where most people have trouble in learning this strum pattern is going down, down, up, but then they have a hard time getting over the strings and then doing an up, down, up. Now, when you're first learning this, that seems to be where people have the most trouble. And so in order to combat that tendency and that difficulty, you can add an additional move in there that doesn't make any sound to allow you to get it, to practice it up. And let me show you that. It's down, down, up, touch. So I'm just touching the top of the ukulele on the upper bout down here, okay? The upper lower bout. So these are the upper bouts, right? Okay, and these are the lower bouts down here, right? So this lower upper bout, right? You just touch it, right? So down, down, up, touch, up, down, up. And that gets your hand used to that motion of going over the strings, but it also gives your mind something to do in that moment, right? So down, down, up, touch, up, down, up, down, down, up, touch, up, down, up. Now you could put a touch up here too on that other one. So down, touch, down, up, touch, up, down, up. But in my experience, people mostly don't have trouble doing 2 downs in a row without doing an up in between them, right? And so that's a little bit overkill, I think. So down, down, up, touch, up, down, up, down, down, up, touch, up. One more time. Down, down, up, touch, up, down, up. Now, when I was a beginner, about 9 or 10 years ago, that strum pattern was really difficult for me. I'm being completely honest. I'd never played a strumming instrument before. Before I played the ukulele, I played bass for a couple of years, and there's not much call for singing and playing bass solo at the same time, right? It actually does work okay, but I mean, it's doable, but the ukulele is much more of a standalone sing and play instrument. And so I picked up the ukulele after I had been given one. I was given one as a Christmas present by my mother because I'd expressed some interest in the instrument, and she surprised me with an ukulele for Christmas one year. And the rest is history, right? And so, the thing is this strum pattern, like I was saying, was just incredibly difficult for me, right? And I really needed to do it over and over and over and over again. And so what I would do is I would just put my hand and on the strings and not do any chords, and just do that over and over again. Down, down, up, touch. I had so much trouble with that. Up, down, down, up, touch, up, down, up. After you've done that 300 or 400 times, though, it's not so hard, right? And you literally can go as slow as you want to when you're first doing this. You know, if you have to take it this, and I think I was taking it about this slow at the beginning. I was going down, down, up, over, up, down, up. I think that's really how slow I started when I was doing it at first. And this is one of the most popular strum patterns, and so I call it the common strum. It's called by a lot of different things out there, but take it slow. Be patient with yourself. Really learn it, because it's really useful as a strum, and it goes with most music. And it's pretty much the one teacher I know calls it the International Ukulele Club strum, because that's the strum that you hear most of the people banging away on at ukulele jams all across the world. And there's more to life than this strum, but you really do need to know this one. It's super important. So just take it slow. Down, down, up, touch, up, down, up. And when you feel really comfortable about going over, you won't need to touch the top of the ukulele anymore. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. And then when you feel really good about it, put it with a chord. Right? And that's all there is to that one. Now, one other new thing that I put in this, and you wouldn't need to do this necessarily, but I put in that finger picking. And one of the reasons I switched these chords out for this pinky F, this pinky version F, is so that I could do this finger picking technique. Now, this finger picking technique is really easy if you practice it and repeat it about 1,000 times, right? Okay, so 1, 4, 2, 3. 1, 4, 2, 3. And those are the string numbers, right? 1, 4, 2, and 3. 1, 4, 2, 3. 1, 4, 2, 3. And literally, when I was first learning these kinds of patterns, I was just going like this. 1, 4, 2, 3. There's nothing wrong with going slow. Just go slow, slow, slow. And pretty soon, after you've done that a couple hundred times, while you're listening to some music or you're watching your favorite television program. I used to watch Rick Steves' Europe on PBS while I'd practice. And then they took it off my PBS station. So sad. So 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3. And that's how I gained a lot of these techniques, was sitting in front of a show I enjoyed and just practicing them over and over and over again, right? I probably wouldn't take it as fast as that, ever. That sounds a little bit frantic at that point. But this is definitely useful. You can use this in any music that's in 2/4 or 4/4, anything that divides evenly the beats, right? It does not work well in 6/8 or 3/4. For those, you need different different finger picking patterns, right? Okay, but anything in 2/4 or 4/4, and like 90% of our music is in 2/4 and 4/4. So this is a really good one to learn. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that. I hope you enjoy this beautiful gospel spiritual. And if you would like the PDF, please visit my patreon.com/uke page and support at any level, and you can download the free PDF along with all the other PDFs for all the other videos that I'm creating now. And I would appreciate it greatly. Also, if you want to get notifications on new videos and when they come out, please hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and punch the bell icon so that you can get notifications on those. I hope you have a great day and learn up.